Hi, thanks so much for joining me today. I'm Jenny from the Glitter Rose. Today I'm excited to share with you this art journal page that I created using some printed tissue paper that I put through my own printer. And I think the result is just so gorgeous. I purchased a gorgeous set of background paper from Etsy and used my own image from my Art Nouveau Beauties collage pack that's available on Etsy and popped it through the printer. You can see another image that I printed, and that's what's left from the tissue paper for the background. So I've layered that up with some old music paper, and I think the result is just so stunning. Um, I'm so happy with the result. So if you want to learn how you can print your own tissue paper with your own printer, stick around. I'll show you how I went about it. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more content just like this. I would love it if you leave me a comment. I love reading them all. All right, guys, let's get into it. I love working with tissue paper, but if I was to be completely honest, it's expensive, it's hard to find, and it's not sometimes always practical. So I've always wanted to print on my own tissue paper, so today I thought I'd give it a go. So I've got this set of Dina Wakley tissue paper, and I think that this is really fantastic because it's smaller than an A4. So to print on tissue paper, you're going to need a carrier sheet. So I've got a good quality piece of printer paper, and I'm just using a mini iron just to smooth it out. It has a little bit of a bend in the tissue paper from shipping, but this step isn't necessary. It's just to smooth it out and make sure that it's nice and flat to go through your printer. So I've tried two methods. I've used my sellotape and I also used some Better Press paper tape. It's almost like a washi tape. It didn't work. It caused a jam. So I would just suggest to use some sticky tape and make sure that you put plenty of tape down. So when you're designing your collage sheets to print on paper, just do it in from the edges so that you don't get your plastic tape, and you should be good. So I'm just taping this down like so, smoothing it out, making sure it's all nice and flat. This little iron is a knockoff of a Cricut one. It cost me $30 from Amazon. It can just sit on my table and wait until I need it. So I'm going to do a couple, and then I'll be back with the results. Okay, so due to the paper jam, there was some ink, I think, on the print head. So there's a little bit of black ink on the main image, because I printed this one straight after the paper jam. But on the next piece of paper, it's fine. So we'll just ignore those marks. And this background paper just printed so beautifully. So now I'm just going to carefully remove these pages off the carrier paper. I was really hoping that the Better Press tape would work because it would be a lot easier to remove and I'd be able to reuse that tape, but it doesn't matter. I'll still use the women. The black marks I'll be able to sort of hide or disguise. I'm going to get these images off and decide which one I want to use. Okay, so these are the women. The woman on the left is from my Art Deco collage sheet, and the one on the right is the Art Nouveau one. I think I'm going to use the Art Nouveau girl. And this is the background, which I just think has printed so beautifully. I'm really happy with that as well. Okay, so my mum gave me this beautiful vintage, or it's probably more antique than vintage music sheet. It's just so beautiful. The colors are so old and it's a little bit fragile and it smells old. So I couldn't wait to use it. So I'm going to pop this in my art journal. I'm just popping it on randomly. The wonderful thing about tissue paper is that it's so translucent. So whatever you put it over, you can still see what's underneath. So I'll be able to see some of this music paper. Just gluing this on. I'm just using my collage medium. If you've watched any of my videos before, you know I love this stuff. But a glue stick or um, gel medium will work perfectly as well. I just like this stuff because it sticks really quickly and it seals. Also gives the page a nice texture when it's dry. All right, I'm just going to tear up some parts of this background tissue paper. I'll be sure to link this in my bio, in my description box, along with the links for the Art Nouveau and Art Deco pages that I've got on Etsy. I didn't make this background image, but I think it's fantastic. So credit where credit's due. I realize I've popped the bottom of this music sheet upside down. It doesn't matter. By the time everything's over it, I'm sure I won't be able to see it. Oh dear. If you're just getting into printing your own images, I have a Facebook group in which I've got a couple of fantastic collage sheets available. All you have to do is join and be a member and download the files from the group. So I'll also pin a comment with the direct link for the group, which I thought was a really good idea that one of my viewers suggested so that it's easy for people to find. We're a small group. I think there's 60 members now, but we have monthly challenges and we love to see as many people get involved as possible. It's just really nice to have a community of like-minded people where we can share our art. I'm loving it. So we would love it if you join us as well. I'm just sticking these down. I'm going to finish sticking this down and then dry everything off. And then I think I might pop some gesso down. Okay, so I love my Liquitex gesso because it comes in a squeezy bottle. I didn't want to fuss around with jars today. So my I well, my plan of action with gesso is that I follow any white space already on the page just to highlight that white space, but also extend it and make things flow a little bit better. I hope that makes sense. So, um, I'll find the white space, like, down in this corner, and then connect it with more gesso or other white space, and it just makes things flow a bit better and look a bit more natural or organic. And I like it going down fairly rough because I like that texture, that extra texture that, gesso brings. I love this Liquitex gesso because it really is, a little bit translucent. I think that looks really cool. Okay, so I am tearing her out, and I find the easiest way is with paintbrush and water and just pull it apart. Um, I did notice a little bit of water must have gotten on her near the leaves, and it split a little bit. It doesn't worry me too much. It sort of just adds to the look, but I'm guessing I could probably go over it with a bit of fixative just to fix that ink. It'll be interesting to see when I go over the image with some collage medium if the ink stays put or if it's going to be a big muddle of mess. So I'm a little nervous. I won't pop her in the middle. I never really put them straight in the middle. I think that looks pretty nice. By the time she's glued down, you're going to be able to see the background coming through. And I think, personally, I think that's the beauty of tissue paper. It's why you use it because everything blends so beautifully and um, it just looks fantastic. So I'm just going down with some generous amount of collage medium. You could use either side. I'll use this one. Okay, I'm going to go over her now. Oh, the colours are fine. So it just must have been that blob of water that's just made the leaves run. Doesn't matter much. I'll give this a quick dry off. Even though there's no texture paste, it's still feeling really textural and great. I just love it. So I want to blend those edges now. So I've just popped a little bit of gesso and I'm going to go around the edges. I'll probably soften it using a finger. Um, I don't want a sharp line. This just helps everything blend. It's nearly 2 o'clock here in Australia, where I am, and my son has made it through the whole day. He broke his arm he broke his wrist really badly on the weekend. So today was his first day back at school. He's been such a trooper. I've been expecting to have to go and pick him up, so I wasn't sure if I could record this video, but looks like I'm going to be able to get it finished. I'm pretty proud of the way he's handled himself. It was a bad break. So he'll either be in a cast for about 6 weeks or he might need surgery if the bone fragment doesn't set itself properly while in the cast. So it's just a waiting game to see. It's bad timing. The poor kid's moving to high school and he's going to have transition days and a disco over at his new high school, and he's got a barbecue on tomorrow night while he's in the cast. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Okay, so I've just grabbed down a Tim Holtz stencil and some Stamperia rich gold paint, acrylic paint, and I'm just popping some paint through that stencil. I'm not going too heavy-handed, I want it quite light. Just add a little bit more detail. This is just a makeup sponge that I found from Kmart, of course. I want a tiny little bit of paint and of course I'd put out a blob like that. Oh dear. Alright, so I'm just popping this through. I think the gold's a nice tone with the other colours. Okay, so I've just grabbed out a sticker that says Love Nature, which I thought was quite sweet since she's smelling a peony. And I really like this bee. It's a shame I don't have a gold bee to match the paint, but the silver matches the tones as well in the background, so it works. Just going to get some thread to pop it on top of. I'm actually thinking now I want to frame it a little bit, so I'm just going around with an ink blender and some ground espresso uh, ink pad and just popping a bit of a frame around it. I don't want it too dark, I just want a little bit just to bring your eye to the middle. Plus, the Art Journal page on the opposite side is framed, so I think it would look more cohesive if this one is as well. I always have a tendency to look at the other page and have similar colours so that my art journal flows rather than having something really bright or, more modern and then something vintage on the other side. I think they look better if there's a little bit of cohesion between the two. Okay, I'm going to glue on that um, thread and the bee. Just pop a little dot of glue on and then bunch up that string and pop that on. And then I'll pop a little bit of glue on the back of this bee. I'm going to call this done. I'm going to clean up my work area and then we'll be back for a closer look. Here we are, all finished. I have to say, I'm so happy. I love that I can print my own tissue paper. It's super easy. I think anybody can do it if you've got a home printer. And the results are just stunning. If you're wondering, my printer is the Epson EcoTank. I think that they are fantastic printers. They print beautifully, but they also print cheaply, so I don't need to worry too much about using it. Um, be sure to let me know if you're going to try printing on your own tissue paper. Hit the like button and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. I really appreciate everybody who is part of our little community. All right, guys, till next time. Thanks for watching.